Remember that recent standoff in the city that put neighbors on edge and tied up police for 6 hours? Eventually, a suspect would be placed in custody. And tonight, as Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story. CTV News speaks with the other person in the house that day. We're joined by Rich Garton with details of how it started, Rich.
Yes, Jim, we now know how it ended after a dramatic police standoff and arrest, but it started with something very benign, an online sale. A University of Windsor student found out the hard way that going to a stranger's home can be extremely dangerous.
Taliban Nagarasa does a lot of his shopping online at sites like Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace. But none of his encounters ended quite like this. The third-year engineering student at Windsor wanted to buy an Apple Watch. He found an ad for one on Facebook Marketplace posted by Michael Allard. He was asking $300.
I was bargaining the price like, can you do 200? First he agreed, then he changed his mind to 220 because a bunch of people are asking for that.
They settled on a price, and so on April 18th, they agreed to meet at Allard's Remington Park home on Capitol Street.
And somewhere along the line, that return turned into an altercation with an assault with a weapon.
According to Nagarasa, after a few minutes looking at the watch, it wasn't what he saw advertised online, and questioned Allard about it.
I was kind of suspicious about that, but I wasn't very sure.
He had already handed the seller cash, but then noticed the Apple Watch was locked and asked for his money back. Nagarasa tells CTV News that's when Allard became agitated. And then?
I didn't expect that. I didn't know what happened. I just seeing he was holding a long metal, and I was like, seeing my hand bled. I was just running away. I don't want to get hurt even more.
A quick call to 911, and within minutes, this.
It's the Windsor Police. You need to come out the front door now with your hands up.
Just before 6 p.m., officers smashed windows and entered the home and took Allard into custody.
Stranger danger. And if it's a stranger, take precautions to protect yourself.
Steve Betteridge of Windsor Police says when making online transactions that require an in-person meetup, it should always be done in a public place.
And you might even go that extra step and ask yourself, is it a public place that has maybe some surveillance, some video around, that if something turns sour, if something wasn't on the up and up, you would have something to help assist you to back up what happened.
Now, this story is Nagarasa's accounts of what happened that day. None of the claims has been proven in court. In case you're curious, he's fine. He got his money back, I should say. And Jim, he's learned a very valuable lesson to take these transactions to a public place.
Luckily, he didn't lose his eyesight, poked in the eye with a metal rod.
At first, he said his eye was very fuzzy, but he regained it quickly, and so he's quite lucky, yeah.
Thanks for the update tonight, Rich.